So far, not so much. Off and on. Okay, well, welcome everybody to Unity of Little Rock, and let's just take a moment and get centered in prayer. So if you want to close your outer eyes, and together let's take a deep breath in and release that breath slowly. Just let your shoulders relax and fall away from your ears as you let that breath fully evacuate. Together, let's take another breath in, a slight pause, and slowly release. With the breath, we bring ourselves into this present moment. Fully present and fully aware. We sanctify this time together. We claim it for the greater good of everyone concerned, those in this room, those listening online, those who might listen to a recording later. We claim in this moment the highest and best for all concerned. We know that we've each come here today both to be a blessing and to receive a blessing. And for this truth, we simply say, thank you, thank you, thank you. And so it is. So welcome everybody to Sunday morning at Unity of Little Rock. How's everybody doing? You came out on not so good? We'll get some hugs in a minute. It's rainy, so I really am grateful. We're all grateful to see each other here today, right? It's been messy. It's so easy to stay home. You have a long drive. I hope you've been okay with that weather on Friday. Good. So we want to be safe and be present and be together today. And I'm sipping on my coffee because I didn't have a chance to do that. But let's open with our opening statement, which is also the first of our 5 basic Unity principles. There's only one presence and one power active in my life and in the universe. God, the good, the omnipotent. There's only good, regardless of appearances. That's how in Unity, we do denials and affirmations. We don't say there is nothing going on that's making us unsettled. We say, you know what, I deny the power of that unsettling situation to control how I feel, how I am in my life, and how I am with my loved ones. And I believe we have no one here so far this morning that's here for the first time, but we're always open and receptive to first-timers, and we welcome your attendance. So let's also go back into prayer now. You all are familiar because you've been here before. If you're joining online and you don't know, Silent Unity has been praying 24 hours a day for over 100, and I think it's 35 now, isn't it, Russ? Years. In the same location at Unity Village in Missouri. So they hold that prayer vigil. So when you submit a prayer here locally, online, we have our prayer box here. We need to get some prayer request cards there for you to fill out. You can write it on anything, it doesn't matter. You can submit it online. You can call. I encourage you, whether you're just feeling great and you want to just amp up your joy, you can call Unity, Silent Unity, and just say, you know what, I'm feeling good, but I want to feel gooder. I know that's poor language. Some of you giggled because you know I know better, but those of you who don't know I know better, you kind of gasped a little bit, right? Like, oh, shoot, I had a phone call. Yes, how dare I? So, you do. They'll pray with you about everything and anything, and there's that moment. I've listened in on the prayers when I've been visiting up there. It's all confidential. You don't hear anybody's personal information. But you're listening, and they call in, and there's a moment as that prayer is going into the prayer process and inviting a person in, suddenly you hear them become present, and they take a deep breath and relax into that moment of prayer. And that's just such a beautiful experience. And when you call up there, the same thing happens for you, regardless of what the circumstance is. And they're really doing that all day long, every day. And then those prayers that have been submitted in writing go into a special room where someone is sitting in that room with all the prayers 24 hours a day. You can't call 24 hours a day. Oh, Travis, I see you are on the street. I didn't know that. Good morning.
Like you're at the top of the mountain or something.
Yeah.
Imagine that.
Okay, there we are. That you're on the side there, and that's fine. Thank you for holding down the fort on the online community.
For a second, I was like, is he even here?
Yes, he's here. He's here. So anyway, what we're going to do together right now is we're going to create that experience of prayer. And we're going to know together that regardless of what that prayer might be for, whether it's for finances or relationship or health and well-being, mental, physical, spiritual, emotional, that we know that that prayer energy that we share is amplified when we do it together. So if you would like to again close your outer eye, both of them if you'd like, and just take a deep breath in and release that breath, and just let yourself drop back into that prayer consciousness that we established in the very first moment of being together this morning. Together we create this sacred space, and we co-create with that universal energy, that source, that truth that we know as God. We call upon that divinity, that absolute good, to be present in this moment, and we activate our prayer energy. And we claim in this moment for whatever it is. There's nothing too small, and there's nothing too great for that absolute good we refer to as God. We can take every small decision, every unsettled moment, and we can present it out, and we can receive it back with a different perspective, a different consciousness, and we can know truth in every moment. That there's only, regardless of appearances, there is only good, the highest and best for all concerned in every moment. And for this truth, we feel so grateful and so blessed. And we simply say thank you. And so it is. Amen. Okay, see if we can keep things. No, it's gonna, yep, here it did. So, Reverend Russ has agreed to read the daily word for us today, so I'll slip out of the way.
Good morning.
Good morning.
So our title and the affirmation for our daily word today is Centered in Divine Truth. Sorry, let me start over. That wasn't it. I'm going to read it right up there. One more time. Centered in divine strength, I am confident and peaceful. If I find myself struggling to bear the weight of a heavy load, if I'm wondering how much further I can travel or how much longer I can carry on, I rely on my spiritual strength to keep me going. When I align my thoughts with this divine gift and not on the weight I carry or the distance I travel, I am tapping into the power of God expressing as me. Through divine strength, I am renewed and refreshed. I have everything I need to stay the course, knowing the presence of God comes to me through many channels. I may ask for help and accept it graciously when it comes. I give myself breaks and make time for prayer and my other spiritual practices. Through it all, I remain strong and grateful for God within me. And our verse comes from Ephesians 6:10. Finally, be strong in the Lord and in the strength of His power.
Thank you, Reverend Russ. So let's say that affirmation together. Centered in divine strength, I am confident and peaceful. Confident and peaceful. Confidence doesn't always give us peace. But hopefully, when we're in, it's what we put our confidence in, right? Because you can appear confident, but it's the true confidence of absolute good that gives us that peace. So, we are going to do the Rev Bev usual music, meditation, and more music. There's a lot of music today. I had 2 or 3 songs to start off this morning for those of you who didn't get here that early, but that's okay. Whenever you come in is the best time. So we're going to listen to a song. I'm going to then guide you in meditation, and then we'll listen to another song. And a lot of times that second song is equally peaceful and lulling, but this time it's a little bit more upbeat. So don't get jarred by the love energy of the second song, okay? Because it's all about love today. All right, if you want to close your eyes and take a deep breath, sit back, let your spine be straight. Let your chair fully support your body. You might want to uncross your feet, your hands, whatever makes you the most comfortable. A little music from Karen Drucker. If you know it, feel free to sing along. Hum. In this moment, in this place, I remember who I am, letting fear and worry fall away from me. I open my eyes and see there is only love. There is only love. Love that heals, love that sets us free. There is only love. When I lose myself, when it seems I've lost my way, when I go inside and quiet my mind, I can hear Spirit gently say, there is only love. There is only love. It's love that heals, love that sets us free. There is only love. There is only love. There is only love. Love that heals, love that sets us free. There is only love. There is only love. There is only love. It's a love that heals, a love that sets me free. There is only love. There is only that sets me free. There is only love. There is only love. There is only love. There is only yeah, just take a deep breath and allow your heart to just fling wide open, knowing there is only love in this space. There's only love in the consciousness that we're creating together in this moment. Just breathing in your own rhythm now. Bring your attention to your breath. Notice as it moves in and out of your nostrils. You may just notice a rising and falling of your shoulders or your chest. You may even be breathing deeply enough to see your belly or feel your belly extend a little bit. As you fill your lungs all the way up, and then let them release. The breath connects us mind, body, and spirit. And in this moment, it connects us one with another. We lean into the unity consciousness, the oneness of this moment. We evoke in each one of us and together the truth, the Christ consciousness, the indwelling spirit. Allow your attention to move within to that secret place of the Most High. Deep within. That sacred space only you can touch. Only you can make available through love. You are the presence of love in this very moment. Let that truth move through every cell of your being. Notice the energy begins to dance and sing and move and live and have its being within you. The truth of love expressing as you. In a moment of silence. Feeling into the love that you are. Allowing yourself to presence this truth. Being in touch with the very truth of your being, bringing our attention back to this moment and preparing for some energetic music. So the talk today is letting go and living love. And I thought that Bob Seema song really spoke to that. Regardless of what's going on, we can choose love. We can choose how to be the presence of love in any circumstance, and especially with ourselves. That's the hardest one, right? To take that moment when we're being hard on ourselves and to flip it around and to choose love. But right now, this month, because it's February, because the board decided our theme, we choose, you may not even notice that because we all do such different things, but we actually do choose an overarching theme each month that will sort of not dictate the way we do our talks or the topic, but give us a little guidance and a little cohesiveness. And so this month, it's World of Love. And so that can mean all sorts of things, and you'll hear it interpreted all sorts of ways. But because we're also coming up on Ash Wednesday, Lent, if you're familiar with Lent, begins on Wednesday. It's also Valentine's Day. So of course we have to heart that, right? We have to be in with all the overlapping things. So that's how we got to letting go and living love as our topic today. So this is the booklet, and Jeannie's ordered some. I think they're still in transit. I've got 2 of them here, but I'm telling you, this is really good. And if you don't want to take one of these 2, you're certainly welcome to take a look at it. Starting, there's some reading available for the next few days, and then there's a daily reading during Lent. And you know, we're a little bit non-traditional in pretty much every way. So we observe Lent, but we observe it by, you can give up anything you want to. You can give up sugar, you can give up caffeine, you can give up alcohol, you can give up whatever you feel like might be holding you back. But sometimes when you just do it because that's what you do every year, you're not necessarily making that same commitment as whenever you say, you know what, right now what I need is to make this choice, because somehow this choice I'm making is holding me back. So this booklet gives you all kinds of suggestions, 40 of them, I guess, because there are 40 days in Lent, of things that you can give up. And I've kind of typed up a laundry list on one of the slides, but I didn't even get them all in here. But it's a good little booklet. You know, Unity puts a lot of effort and energy into producing these little booklets, and I encourage you to take advantage of them, and we will have more hopefully by next Sunday. So, and it is downloadable, exactly, and it's free. You can go to unity.org and order one, and it'll come to you directly. It's free, and if you want to make a donation, they're going to send you an envelope and give you that opportunity to do that, because we like to have an opportunity to give. But you know, the Bible is our basic text. We study it metaphysically and allegorically, and not so much literally. But we like to pull scriptures, just like I like to pull from whatever scripture inspires me, whether it's the Talmud or the Tao Te Ching is one of my favorite, and of course the Bible. But 1 Corinthians has a lot to say, and you've heard this. I'm not going to blow your mind with this one, but it's a good reminder. If I speak in the tongues of humans and of angels, but do not have love, I am but a noisy gong or a clanging cymbal. What does that mean? That means if I don't show up, if I'm going to be this way, but I'm going to say this one thing, but then I'm going to show up a different way,
All talk, no action.
all talk, no walk. Yeah. Just going to tell you how it should be, but I can't be bothered to hold myself to that higher standard. Then you're just blah, 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 blah. And you know, we all know those people, and we've all been that person at some time where we have an intention, but we're not following through on it. And if I have prophetic powers and understand all mysteries and all knowledge, and if I have all faith so as to remove mountains but do not have love, I am nothing. So you know what? Here's the truth. You don't have to be a spiritual person to co-create with that energy that we call God. You can have all kinds of intentions and you're still going to create because of the intention that you put into it. But if your intention is not based in love, that's what this is saying. You're nothing. You're creating nothing. You might have lots of stuff in your life, but we all have known somebody who they have accomplished on the material level, big house, big car, blah, 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 I look so fancy, I'm dressed so nice, but they're miserable, they're disrespectful. You know what? You can be both. You can have material things, you can have all the comforts you want, and you can be kind, and you can express love, and you can presence the divine. But if you don't, you're nothing. That's what this is saying. If I give away all my possessions, you know, that was one of those things that Jesus said, get your stuff out of the way and come follow me. Well, a lot of people think that means you got to be poor, you got to like give up all your stuff. No, it's like get that stuff out of your way between the divine and yourself. You don't have to have nothing, just don't let it be in your way. Set it aside and don't make it a priority. Love is the one and only priority. I didn't put in my slides, but we all know that Jesus, when challenged, what's the first commandment? Love. What's the second commandment? Love. Come on. And he said more than that, but that's not part of my talk today. So if I give away all my possessions and I hand over my body, so I may boast, but do not have love, I gain nothing. I can make a big showing, but you know, if I'm fake, you know, right? I can look generous, but if I've got a string attached to it, you know, have you ever had that kind of gift that, well, here's your gift.
You gotta get me.
Yeah. Can't have me along with it, right? So the scriptures are important. They give us depth, they give us meaning. Sometimes the words are arcane, they're just not resonating. So I'm not telling you anything you don't already know, especially people in this room. But it's important to remind ourselves why we're here. We're here to expand our capacity to love and to look for new ways to be that expression of love. So I'm continuing in that same chapter 13. Love is patient, love is kind, love is not envious or boastful or arrogant or controlling. By the way, I'm just adding that in there because we've all either been that or had that done to us, right? We've been both, actually, probably. Not rude, does not insist on its own way, is not irritable, keeps no records of wrongs. Who's got a list? Well, you know what you did, you know what you said, da 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 da. I had that conversation with a friend of mine not long ago, and I was just like, boy, you saved all that up, you know. But, you know, that was her perception, and I honored that. It does not rejoice in wrongdoing, but rejoices in the truth. It bears all things, believes all things, hopes all things, and endures all things. Love endures. Love endures. Stuff, you know, comes and goes. Love is simple. This whole concept is simple. I'm not telling you anything new. I'm not. I'm just inviting you to kind of, for Lent, if you choose, bring yourself into that focus with something simple like love. Verse 8, love never ends. It's the Alpha and the Omega, as the Bible says, right? There is actually, and some people interpret that as the beginning and the end, but actually there is no beginning and there will be no end. There never has been a beginning. It's infinite. It's infinite on forward as well. And many people believe now that we're having all these shifts of awareness that it's infinite in every direction and all the dimensions. And I'm down with that. I'm okay with that. I don't know any differently. All I can deal with right now when I'm not in meditation is my 5 senses. But when I'm in meditation, I'm going to share something with you guys. I'm going to invite you to be really kind with me about this, because I put something in here today that came to me in my morning writings, and I'm going to share it with you in just a moment. But I feel very vulnerable doing it. So I have my little heart right here pinned on myself. But love never ends, right? Has anybody ever lost a pet? Or a relative, I would say, or a loved one of some kind. But the pets, see, we have no triggers. We have no triggers with our pets, right? We don't have any old relationship stuff that lingers. It's just love. And that's one of my favorite things when people post on Facebook or social media and they say my dog went, or I had to make a tough choice. I had a conversation this week with someone from Tulsa who had to make that choice, and it was very difficult, and it also followed the end of a breakup. So I'm like, grief on grief, that's really bringing us lots of fertile soil to work with. But it's easy to remember the love never leaves us when it's a pet. Sometimes if it's a parent or someone else that we've had a complicated relationship with, the love never doesn't leave, but also the doesn't leave for a little bit too. Eventually it does, right? But initially, it's good to remember the love never leaves us. And that's scriptural, so there. And this is one of my teachers, Sri Sri Ravi Shankar. I love this statement, assume everyone loves you. What a mind-blowing thought. Anybody have a little social anxiety sometimes? No? See, myself, anybody want to go to the gym with me? That's my biggest one. I joined the racket club. I told Jeannie this over a year ago, and I've driven in the parking lot, but I have not gone in the door because I just have a little bit, but it's enough to keep me from doing it. So I don't know why. Well, I have a couple of ideas, but anyway, if we did assume everyone loves us, not in an arrogant way, right? If we just trusted that everyone that we see is actually an expression of the divine, and they can't do anything but love us because that's their essence, then what would we get in return? We would expect that love and we would receive that love. Now, they're a human being also, so they have judgments and they have thoughts, and people are people. But if we start from that baseline, I just find that like, whoa, he says the simplest things, but when he says them, I take them in. So, last time I talked about love was during the Advent season, and my week was love. And I overwhelmed you with baby pictures because that's kind of a cheap way to get you right there, right? I'm only going to do that with 2 pictures today. But this is the essence. I don't, and maybe some of you do remember being an infant. And some people do. Some people actually have those memories of in utero and coming into the world. And my sister says she remembers coming into the operating room, because that's what they used to do back then, and the green tile on the wall. I'm like, how could that have been true? I don't remember anything like that. But this is when we know who we are. We know we're love before we get any other message. before we're told we're bad or we misbehaved or we shouldn't do this. We are just love. And that's all we want in return, right? Well, we want to be fed and we want to be dry and those kind of things. We want to sleep when we're tired. But we still want all that stuff, right? Nothing has changed except that our belief in who we are and who we came here to be. Let's go back to that moment, that sweet moment. So in the metaphysical, this is the revealing word. So we have a couple of texts, the Metaphysical Bible Dictionary that I mentioned earlier, which talks about characters and people and all this, and then there's the revealing word that gives you some metaphysical interpretation. It doesn't always vary greatly from the definitions otherwise, but it says love, the pure essence of being that binds together the whole human family. Unity consciousness, that's what it is. It's the oneness consciousness. It's the pure essence of being that binds together the whole human family. Not just people that look like us or sound like us or people that smell good. I just threw that in there.
That is important.
It is important when you have a choice, right? But those people who don't have a choice or don't have the awareness, we need to love them too. We need to give them the grace of that understanding that there, but by the grace of God go I, right? I am that. I am also that. At any moment, any given time, that is also a part of me. I'm not separate, regardless of appearances. I'm not separate from any of you. I'm not separate from anything else going on in the world. I'm not separate from someone's anger and judgment. There's something in me that resonates in some way. We're one human family, the pure essence of being. That's what love is. Understanding that. That's what Jesus, who was a master teacher in Waysure, showed us as he walked feet on the earth. All of the attributes of God, love is in data. In divine mind, which is another name for God, that awareness, consciousness, that higher point of view. Love is the power that joins and binds in divine harmony the universe and everything in it. The great harmonizing principle known to man. The harmonizing principle known to man. We have that power within us. It is our essence. It's our pure beingness to harmonize. Did you know you could do that? Not just harmonize with your beautiful vocal cords, but harmonize with your intention. Preset your day with harmony. Set your intention on being that love. I like this picture. I like to go to Unsplash because you don't have to pay to use the images. People just upload them. But I give them credit so that, if this gets out there recorded, we know where we borrowed the picture. But we are greater than just this 3D bones and blood vessels. We're so much more than that when we open our hearts and allow ourselves to be that. Back to the revealing word, divine love is impersonal. Impersonal. Valentine's Day is personal, right? Divine love is impersonal. It's the same for everyone. It's not conditioned. There's no withholding it. It is who we are, like that baby. That's when we look at a baby, we're like, oh, so good. We just drink in that vibration that it emanates. It's love for the sake of loving. It's not concerned with what or who it loves, nor with a return of love. think we've all had a little unrequited once in a while, right? At some point in our life, there's been some kind of little bit here, maybe there, a little unrequited love. It doesn't feel good, but what does it not feel good to? Our ego. It's only because, wait, what? They don't want me when I want them. That's the ego. But if we're just giving love from that point of view of divine love, it doesn't matter what we get back. It doesn't matter. We still know who we are. We still know that we're love. We still know that our heart is coming from that consciousness. So love is not concerned with that return of love. Like the sun, its joy is in the shining forth of its nature. Like the sun, that love that exists within us, that love that brought us into this world, that needed to be expressed through this individual human experience and each one of you, that love needs to shine forth. It wants to. When you don't allow it to, it's very contracting. And what happens? It's painful in your body. It hurts. Our blood pressure goes up. Our vessels contract. We're a very responsive thing, these human beings. We're very responsive to our intentions. And if we withhold, I don't know why in our society we're taught to withhold love, to make someone earn love, to stand back as if this is a treasure that's limited. Why aren't we just giving it out all day long? It doesn't have to come out of your pocketbook. It doesn't have to take your possessions. Yeah, sometimes when you give people lots of love, they go, oh, well, that was easy. What else you got? I know. I have family. But that you can have boundaries. You can say, yeah, no, maybe not my car, but my love, my approval, my acceptance. I can behold the beauty in you. I can see the potential in you. I can give you all the love. But, you go get your own stuff. You're capable. I see the capabilities within you. I see how brilliant you are. But you can have love, unconditional, and boundaries. Is that like a aha moment for anybody? I know, we can have a little codependency. These ladies of the South, we're taught to take care of everybody. Okay, more gratuitous photos of pets, but my goodness, this is where it is, right? Learn from your pets, whether you have cats or you have dogs, because they're so excited when you get home. They're not mad at you that you were gone. They don't ask you any questions. They're just like, okay, you're here. Let's walk. Let me outside real quick. They just want to be with you. My dog gets a little anxious, and then she has to be picked up and held. And then I have to take a deep breath with her. And then she calms down. She puts her head on my shoulder. But I have to take that time with her. But she's so excited for me to get home. Of course, she would do that, whoever walked in the door. That's not just me. It's like, give me some love, somebody. Love is an inner quality that sees good everywhere in everybody. This is pure love. Pure love. Divine love. Not romantic love. But you know what? Valentine's Day can be about divine love. It can be about anything you want. Every day can be about divine love and presencing love. It insists that all is good, and by refusing to see anything but good, it causes the quality finally to appear uppermost in itself and in all things. You insist on seeing nothing but love. What are you going to get? More love, more love, more love. This is how it works. So this is, I like this. We welcome all races and ethnicities, all religions, countries of origin, genders, sexual orientation. We're so busy othering. We're so busy othering. Oh, they're not like me. They're this, they're that. They have this, you know. They don't speak the language. Let's stop othering and just presence love. At least for 40 days, we could do it, right? We've got a good guide here of what to let go of so that we can do this, so that we can let people know that they belong, not just in this building, but you belong in my world. You belong in my consciousness. You belong in my heart. What if we really went around looking at people? You belong in my heart. That was something Sri Sri Ravi Shankar had us doing in workshops. Go around and look people in the eye and say, you belong to me. You belong to me. You belong to me. It's beautiful. But it's also vulnerable and open. Love is the great harmonizer and healer. Whoever calls on God as Holy Spirit for healing is calling on divine love. It's just waiting out there. Charles Fillmore called it substance. Substance, that which is in everything and everybody, no matter what they smell like. Divine love will bring you your own to you. Adjust all misunderstandings and make your life and affairs healthy, happy, harmonious, and free. And from Romans, love, therefore, is the fulfillment of the law. It's like mathematics, Jeannie. It always adds up, right? If you do it correctly. Jeannie, you all probably know, is a mathematics professor. So, the law, meaning not right and wrong, but it works every time the way it works. It's a sacred formula. When you put love out, that's what you get back. And this is how it feels, right? Just open your heart up. Just open up that heart. This is what the book is going to guide you through. Let go of what keeps you from love. It could be some of these things. It could be all of these things. You might find your own things. These are really icky words.
Chocolate's not on the list.
Chocolate, yes. Chocolate is not on the list unless you feel guilt or shame when you eat it. And if you're going to choose to eat it, then let go of all those other yucky feelings, right? Just be in that moment. Be mindful of your choice, right? I'm going to put it on my tongue. I'm going to let it melt. I'm going to really take everything out of it that it has to give me in this moment. There's nothing wrong with enjoying life. So this is a statement. I want to make this clarification for you. This statement goes around a lot. James Redfield is an author who says where attention goes, energy flows. He also says where intention goes, energy flows. You know the difference? You can give a lot of attention to things that you don't intend to create more of.
That's why you need to attend to your intention.
You need to attend to your intention. It's very true. I'll tell you a quick story, and we might run a little bit long, so hang with me, because I have another good song at the end for you. But my niece Kim, some of you have met, when she married, she had 4 children, 4 boys, and her husband, second husband, had brought in 2 dogs. Well, she didn't have dogs. She complained about the hair those dogs left in the house. She's cleaning up after 4 boys, but the dog hair, the dog hair, the dog hair. She calls me one day after they were, married and living together. She had been out, and there was this Great Pyrenees. Some of you have seen the videos of him playing with my little Tony Carly, and he touched her. He was lost, and somebody was feeding him, but said, I'm going to have to run him off. And she called me and she goes, oh my gosh, this dog and blah, 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 and I can't have this dog, I can't. I said, well, you can still rescue it. The dog has chosen you to be its helper, and you can help it go to somewhere safe, but you don't have to have it. Oh my God, I said, just take the dog home with you, Kim, and then you'll figure it out. Of course, a day or so later, they've already named him 5 times, and I'm like, Kim, you know, if you've named him, you're keeping him. She goes, of course. So now, her husband's dogs have moved on over the Rainbow Ridge, as they say, and they have this giant Great Pyrenees that's just hair everywhere. But that's what it wasn't her intention to create more hair, but her attention was on it all the time, and her husband just laughs at that all the time. And they both love this dog. It's wonderful. But you see where our focus goes. It really does matter. And that's why you are empowered to be in touch with your divine essence and to presence love and to experience more love. It's your choice. So be intentional with your love. Where might, you don't have to say it out loud, but where might you be shutting it off a little bit? Where are you holding back? Where are you cutting yourself off from love and experiencing it? It's just something to think about. Let all that you do be done in love. We all know the Taj Mahal in the story. This was a monument built to the wife, right? I don't know if she really enjoyed that. She might have been really impressed the first day. But it's a thing. We don't know how her husband was treating her just because he built a big old mausoleum for her to live in. It matters not what kind of giant gesture there is made, right? It matters the small moments. And so that's why I want to share this with you, which was something that came to me in my morning writings. The soul of love is something rarely recognized by human beings because their expectations are so limited by the three-dimensional world. Humans are looking for evidence to prove love exists. That's perfectly fine, for they live in the 3D world and they also lack the faith, the true belief in what is truly real in the absolute. Humans need their evidence. The problem is the evidence they seek is false and misguided. They want demonstrations of love in the form of service and gifts and obedience. These are all fine traits and actions, but they are not love, nor are they evidence of love. Love is more subtle. Love is unattached to acts or to the material world. Love is constantly flowing, moving, living, and having its being in the world. It is not the grand gesture of the ego, or that the ego contrives. It is the small touch, the presence, the fully present moment. That's nothing new, but I felt it was beautiful when it came through to me in that moment. There was a whole bunch of other stuff, but that was the little clip of it, because I thought that really expressed that, you know, you can have, I mean, yeah, we're all impressed with the big grand gesture, but we're touched by the moment, by the eye contact, by that little hand that reaches over. So in the 5 principles, I'm not going to go over them all because you know them, but the last one is we must put truth into action, knowing and understanding spiritual law, that love, that divine love is expressing through all of us, is just the basis. We have to put it into action, so we must put love into action. Because love is truth. Love is another name for God. These are pictures I took. I used to live in Kerrville, and I could walk every day by the Guadalupe River. And while I was focused on expanding my capacity to love, I kept getting little symbols. everywhere I turn. I couldn't even find them all because I'd always take pictures. But love is everywhere. It may not be where you're looking, if you're attached to the outcome of I must receive my good, I must receive my love from this human being or this experience, that might be painful. But if you look around for every opportunity to have the evidence of love in your life, you will find it. And nature is always showing up to give you those affirmations. So let's just be like little children, right? Let's just put love into action. Maybe not on the sidewalk with chalk today because it's raining, but however you can do it, purely and innocently, just demonstrate love. I can promise you, just focusing on that will open your heart more, and it'll unfold like the lotus flower. The petals will just expose to yourself and to the rest of the world that divinity that resides within you. So, I'm not sure. Do you have time for a poem, or should we skip the poem? You know I love this. Go with it? Okay, well. Which one is it? So you've heard me read from Shalane Harkin before. Make Your Love Visible. And she's very mystical. She's a current 30-year-old mother of two. But she writes in the form of Hafiz and Rumi and mystics. And so I'm going to share this poem she calls Make Your Love Visible. God had a great secret that she just couldn't keep. And one day her heart exploded with the Big Bang. Her inability to contain herself became galaxies. She poured her heart out, and it slowly began sorting itself out into the universe. She spilled the beans, the stars, so completely. Her repressed blushing became sunsets. She whispered her secret music into the heart of every atom, and the electrons could not help but giddily dance. All creation became a chatterbox, gossiping to each other non-stop about the wild, loving mysteries she shared with them. Evolution was what happened as the story of ecstatic wonderment was passed through life from ear to ear, changing slightly with each iteration. She set truth to dancing with the whirl of her planets and kissed the nucleus of everything with her only real ordinance. Make your love visible.
That was great.
Yes. Yes. Your opportunity for the Lenten season. Make your love visible. Use this little guide to address whatever comes up for you. If you read something in here about struggle or criticism or whatever, let go, let go, let go. Just use it as a guide. When you get a little ping, go into meditation. Call silent unity. But live love, get centered, open yourself up. Observe your responses. And then respond with love. Make that choice. Thank you guys for being here today. It's been my joy and my pleasure. And now it's our opportunity to give. You can clap, Betty. Thank you.